right, we got Thursday at New York Comic Con, the SyFy Wire Live stage. I am joined today by Ashley Eckstein.
Hi! Hello!
You can give her a little bit more love than that. Come on, come on. There we go. Very good. Ashley, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be at New York Comic Con and on the SyFy stage.
Yeah? All right, now, if you don't know Ashley, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, she is the voice of Ahsoka from Star Wars The Clone Wars.
Ahsoka lives! Yes!
And the founder of Her Universe. How many of you own some Her Universe merch?
I see,
There we
yes,
go.
I see a lot of it. And I'm actually in my new Doctor's costume, the 13th Doctor, which, who's excited for Doctor Who on Sunday?
Now, can you tell us a little bit more about your new line? Because I know everyone is really excited about it, myself included.
Oh, goodness. Well, of course, as soon as we saw, well, first of all, I was so excited that Jodie Whittaker is the new Doctor. Huge fan of hers. And then as soon as we saw her costume, we were like, we have to make that. So it's a replica, but it's not a replica. We're a fashion company. We're not a replica company. But it's pretty true. I mean, we tried to stay true to the costume. So it has the stripe. We got the exact stripe on the shirt. It has a little TARDIS on the pants. And what else? Oh, most important, it has a pocket for your sonic screwdriver. So,
The more pockets, the better.
yes.
The more pockets, the better. So, what's been your favorite line that you guys put out? Because you guys have been making stuff since 2008. You are 10 years into this.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's crazy. It has been a while. Obviously, I founded Her Universe because of Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I was a full-time actress. I knew nothing about making merchandise, but I was a fangirl, and I wanted more merchandise made for us. And so, we started with a couple t-shirts and grew from there, but I would say our Star Wars fashion is probably my favorite. I mean, we just released a 10-year Clone Wars anniversary line for men and women, so we have stuff for the guys and the girls.
Heck yeah. Well, what's it like seeing fans wearing your product and knowing that you are helping them express their fandom out there in the world?
It never stops being surreal. I think that's the thing, is I'm looking out in the audience and I see people wearing our clothes, and I always still feel like I want to tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, did my mom tell you to wear that? Because, you never get used to it. I guess that's the thing. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for everyone's support. It really means the world.
Now,
Thank you.
we'd be doing an injustice if we didn't talk a little bit about the new season of Star Wars, The Clone Wars, that's coming up.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Who's excited for the new season of Star Wars, The Clone Wars? There we go. Now, what can fans expect of this new season? I know you probably can't say a whole lot about it, but what can you tell us about it?
Well, what I can tell you is that it's coming to the Disney streaming service. And that's about all I can tell you, except that I really have to give credit to the fans, because you guys were relentless. The fans were relentless, saying save the Clone Wars, hashtag save the Clone Wars, and you never gave up. And I am the person that will tell you anything is possible, even the impossible is possible. But I really thought that it wasn't possible for the Clone Wars to come back. Like, I had given up hope. But the fans didn't. The fans were relentless, and I have to say, you guys were definitely a part of the Clone Wars coming back, because I think had the fans just given up, I don't think they would have thought that it was relevant content. But because the fans were persistent, Clone Wars saved, and it's coming back to the Disney streaming service. So all I can say is we're working on it now, and it's going to be really good. I promise. You're going to love it.
When did you find out that it was coming back? When did you kind of get that call or that notification? What was that like?
I got the call actually back in January. So I knew in January, and it was a really, really hard secret to keep. In fact, I got a call from my agent, and I didn't believe it. Like, I was just like, that's not true.
You're punking me.
Yeah. I'm like, this isn't true. Like, I have to hear it from Dave Filoni. And so I called up Dave Filoni and I was like, Dave, do you have something to tell me? And he was like, why? And I was like, I think you have some big news to tell me. And then, of course, he felt bad because he didn't know that we were getting calls from our agents so soon. But I didn't care. I was like, it's real. It's a real thing. And so to find out, and make the announcement at San Diego Comic-Con for our 10th anniversary was really special.
Very cool. How has Ahsoka changed since we last saw her in Star Wars The Clone Wars? Because we've just seen that little bit of her turning around, giving a smile, all of that.
Yeah, I think, since Ahsoka walked away on the Clone Wars, we got to see Ahsoka in Star Wars Rebels. Have any Star Wars Rebels fans out here? Yeah! Star Wars Rebels is such an amazing series. But we see Ahsoka, several years later. And in that series, she's more of like the Obi-Wan. And she's much more wise. And, she's obviously been through a lot. But going back to Clone Wars now, she's back in that place where she just walked away from the Jedi Order. And, she has so many questions. And so even for the fans, it was hard for me, actually, as an actress, to be in Rebels territory for so long and now to go back. So I think for the fans, we're gonna have to go back and realize this is Ahsoka, right after she walks down those steps.
Very cool. Now, if a bit of a change, but if you could voice anyone else in the Star Wars universe, who would it be? That doesn't even have to be one of the TV shows. You could say, I don't know, Darth Maul or something.
I feel like I'd sound greedy if I said I'd want to voice someone else, because I feel like I won the lottery by getting to voice Ahsoka and getting to originate such an amazing character like Ahsoka. But funny story is I actually got to narrate the audiobook for Ahsoka. So has anyone read the Ahsoka novel? Okay, so I got to narrate the audiobook, which, I jumped at the chance because I'm like, oh, that's great. I've voiced everything for Ahsoka. And I agreed to it until I realized that I had to voice the other characters in the book, which includes Darth Maul and Bail Organa and all of these new characters. And to anyone who's listened to it, I apologize for my Darth Maul and my Bail Organa. I don't think you want to hear me as those characters, so I think I'll stick with Ahsoka.
I mean, you're the best Ahsoka that there is, obviously. So, good. I can't believe that, we're here, that we're, talking about this, that Clone Wars is coming back. It's fantastic. And, obviously you can't tell us much of anything about what's coming up and all of that. But, can you tell us anything about what's coming up at all? Can you give us any hints? Can you tell us, I don't know, are there any cool new relationships, any cool new stories that we should be aware of going into this new season?
What I can tell you is that Dave Filoni is a genius. He is an absolute genius with Star Wars storytelling, as well as he's brought back a lot of the original cast and crew of the Clone Wars. So he's gotten as much of the band back together as he can, and it's brilliant. I mean, it's really, you're going to get some storylines that you've been waiting for, and even new ones. And all I can say is that Dave Filoni never disappoints, and it's going to be, in the words of the Doctor, brilliant.
And some of the band is going to be back together here at Comic-Con. You guys are going to be doing some signings and all of that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, actually tomorrow I'll be at the Topps booth at 10 a.m. And Topps is doing a really cool thing for the first 50 people that show up tomorrow morning. It's only 50, unfortunately, but they're giving away 50 free Star Wars authentic prints of Ahsoka the White, of Ahsoka in her white robe, and I'll be signing them. So come tomorrow, 10 a.m. To the first 50 people. And then also tomorrow I'll be doing a signing at noon at the Disney Books booth. I had the chance to write a book this year for Disney about it's called It's Your Universe, You Have the Power to Make It Happen. And it's all about how to make your dreams come true. So I'll be signing copies of that. hopefully more than 50. So if you can't make it into the 10 o'clock, come on over to the 12 o'clock. And then I'll be doing a meet and greet at the, our doctor's costume is at the official Reed Pop store in the lobby of the main lobby on the other side of the convention hall. But I'll be doing a meet and greet there at 2 o'clock and would love to see everyone. I can sign your dolls, absolutely sign your action figures, your dolls, take photos. So 2 o'clock tomorrow at the official Reed Pop store.
Well, Ashley, thank you so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful rest of your con. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.